Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is your brother Abdul Faulk. This is part 2 to our series Applying to the University of Madinah, the pros and the cons. I received a lot of questions in my inbox, and I would like to address some of the questions now. We actually wrote the questions down. So the first question that we were asked is, when is the best time to apply to the University of Madinah? Well, generally when a person applies to university, it takes about 9 months to a year for that person's process to be completed and considered by the university. Having said that, one of the things we would like to suggest to everyone is once you apply, it is imperative that you save your application number once you apply. Once you fill out all the paperwork, in the end, is going to give you an application number. You need to write down that application number and keep it in a safe place. The reason being is because when you come to the university and you take the interview, they are going to ask you for your application number. If you do not have that application number, from what I remember when I have taken students to the interview myself personally, if they do not have the application number, they cannot take the interview. Again, please keep your application number once you apply. Copy it down on your phone, give it to your mom or your parents or whoever. Just keep it in a safe place. So once again, the best time to apply will be before Hajj time. Before Hajj time. Also, when a person applies to the University of Madinah, if they want to come for the interview, when is the best time to come for the interview? Anytime throughout the year except for the summertime. Do not come in the summertime. Why? One, chances are the person who's coming does not speak Arabic. The students will be traveling in the summertime. They will not be there and will be no one to translate for you. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, generally speaking, during the summertime, there's no one there in the university to even give you the interview. Okay? Now, if you come in the beginning of the summer, you might meet someone. However, generally speaking, you're not going to meet anybody. So therefore, if you're coming for Umrah, may Allah accept your Umrah. But if after the Umrah, if you're coming to apply to university to take the interview, you will not find anyone inside of the university to give you your interview. So if you come in the summertime, you will not find anyone. Okay, and that's very important because a lot of people, they spend their money coming hoping to take their interview, and they get here and they don't find anyone. And not say that you came in for any reason, because alhamdulillah, you made Umrah. Okay, the next question that we received was, should I finish the Quran before I come? It's not a condition that a person has to finish the Quran before they come to University of Madinah. If a person is able to, alhamdulillah. And if he's not able to, alhamdulillah, he will finish the Quran inshallah ta'ala while he's here in the Jamia. Okay, the Quran program, the way it works, if you're not going to the College of Hadith, if you're not, the College of Quran, because in the College of Quran, as we said before, you have to be a hafiz of the Quran. But if you're not going to the College of Quran, the Quran program is in the Arabic program, you will finish Juz Amma. In the college program, you will do from Surah Al-Baqarah all the way into Surah Al-Tawbah. That is the Quran program for all of the other colleges outside of the College of Quran. Okay, so once again, it's not a condition that you have to finish the Quran before coming. The next question is, I was accepted, however, I cannot come. Should I still advise others to apply? Yes. Alhamdulillah, you should always advise people to apply to University of Medina, or any university for that matter, because you're seeking knowledge. Okay, and with seeking knowledge, a person will get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and your situation may change. However, if you are accepted and you cannot come for personal reasons or whatever reasons, you cannot come to the university, then therefore we would say that you can request from the university that they hold your spot for 1 year. I'm not sure if it was a new rule that came out probably a few weeks ago, because things always change. However, from when I graduated about 2 months ago, the rule was that if a person was accepted, he can delay his acceptance up until 1 year. Okay, he can delay his acceptance up until 1 year, and come the following year. So if you have a job or your wife has a child or wherever the case may be, then you can delay the acceptance up to 1 year. Now, once again, that rule is subject to change. That was a rule as I knew it before. However, Allahu A'lam, perhaps it has changed. Okay. The next question was, which university is better, the University of Medina or the University in Mecca or the University in Riyadh? Trying not to be biased, obviously, because I graduated from University of Medina. You have pros and cons to everything, no matter what you do in life. So there are pros, obviously, going to the University of Medina. You are in Medina. You can go and visit the Prophet ﷺ's grave. You'll be able to make salat in the Prophet ﷺ's masjid. So you have a lot of benefits of being in Medina. However, in Mecca, there's nothing like Mecca. But from a program perspective, generally speaking, the Arabic program in Riyadh and the Arabic program in Mecca is a lot stronger than the Arabic program in Medina. That does not mean that all of the students in Mecca and all of the students in Riyadh are stronger in Arabic than the students of Medina. No. The reason being is because those universities were built for Arabs, meaning that it was not necessarily built for foreign students. So what happens is the students in the University of Medina, they graduate, and a lot of their Arabic is more, excuse me, is basically focused on religious Arabic. However, in the Arabic that they study in Mecca is more grounded in a lot of different areas. So you will find that as far as the curriculum is concerned, that the Arabic curriculum, the Arabic program, the students of Mecca and the students of Riyadh are a lot stronger. I would say apply to all three. Inshallah, you will find khair in all three. And there's other universities as well. I think you have another university in Jeddah that you can apply to. So I wouldn't just say focus on the University of Medina, and I'm trying not to be biased. However, if you can apply to the University of Riyadh, or you can apply to the University in Mecca, or you can apply to Jeddah, any safe environment, I would encourage someone to go and actually study. Okay, the next question was, having a big tazkiyah from a sheikh, would it help me in applying to the Jamia? Okay, so here's how that works. Now, as there's a saying in Arabic, which is silah dhu huddain, which basically means the sword cuts both ways. Now, what I mean when I say that is that a person can have a sheikh, a big sheikh from his country or from the university itself, write a tazkiyah for him. Will it help? Sometimes it does help. And sometimes I have seen certain cases where it did not help. Now, a person may ask, well, how does it not help? Well, excuse me. Well, sometimes the university may say, well, he has a big sheikh that he knows. Let him stay home and study with the sheikh. That can happen. It also can say, well, a big sheikh wrote a tazkiyah for him, so therefore we'll allow him to study in the Jamia. There's really no answer to that question. At the end of the day, Allah Ta'ala a'lam. Allah knows best. And Allah decrees what He wills. So it can work for you or it can work against you. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala knows best. So I can't say that having a sheikh or a graduate that writes something for you, will it help? Allahu a'lam. It may help and it may work against you. Allahu Ta'ala a'lam. The next question was, can I skip the Arabic program? Can you skip the Arabic program? The answer is yes. You can skip the Arabic program provided that you are proficient in Arabic and you're able to express yourself. They're going to test you. There is a new rule in the university, and I suggest everyone pays close attention to this, is because if you fail the Arabic program, you will not, and they were lackadaisical before, but now they're very strict about it. You will not go to any college after you graduate the Arabic program. You will be returned back home to your country. You will go back home to your country. Some of the rules in the Arabic program, if I remember correctly, for someone, a friend of mine who just recently graduated the Arabic program, he said that if you fail for example, there's 4 levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. If you fail one of the levels twice, meaning this year you fail it, you take it again next year and you fail it, you will be sent home. If you fail, I believe 3 times consecutively, then you will be sent home as well. So it's very strict now. It wasn't like that before. For whatever reason, they're becoming very serious about it. So when people come before, people used to fail themselves on purpose, or it was said that some students will fail themselves on purpose for whatever reason. Do not do that. If you want to stay here longer, if you want to stay in Medina longer, I suggest that you be serious about your studies, study hard, stay out of trouble, go to the master's program, go to the PhD program. That's how you stay here longer and benefit. You do not stay here longer and benefit by failing yourself on purpose. That does not make sense, and I will not advise anyone to do that. You will do more harm than good, okay? One of the reasons of doing more harm than good is because what happens is a student may fail himself on purpose, and then when he retakes the class, you're human beings. Shaitan starts to play with him. You already know this information. You don't need to study, and so on and so forth. And then what happens is he fails again, and then he's kicked out of the university. So once again, if you want to stay here longer, be serious about your studies and go to the master's program, go to the PhD program, and finish your studies that way. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all success. Okay, so the next question that came to me was, if I do not want to travel in the summertime, can I stay home? The answer is yes. Can I stay in Medina? The answer is yes. Now, what happens is the university gives every student a room, gives them a room. However, during the summertime, a student is given a ticket for him to travel back home to see his family. I think until after Hajj. Before, it was before Hajj, but now the university has made it. The students will travel in the beginning of the summer, meaning probably the end of May, and all the way until after Hajj, wherever after Hajj may be that particular year. The reason why they changed to after Hajj is because some people were making Hajj illegally and so on and so forth. So therefore, they made it to after Hajj to have crowd control. So if a student does not want to travel to his country, whether he be from China or America or Britain, he can stay in Saudi Arabia. However, they will kick him out of the room. Meaning he cannot stay in this room that he's been given throughout the year. He has to leave that room, and perhaps they will put him in another room where there's about 4 or 5 other students in that room, or 6 or 7 other students who have stayed behind. Chances are the room you will be given, if you stay in the summertime, will not be up to par, if you will. It might not be that clean, just to be honest with you. So if you want to stay, if you want to go to another part of Saudi Arabia to work or teach English, you can go there, find an apartment, or room up with somebody. If you have friends who have families, you can room up with them, and pay them some money or something like that. Then that's perfectly fine. But again, if you stay in the summertime, do not think you will stay in your room that you were given throughout the school year. They will take you out of that room. You have to go to another room where there may be 6 or 7 other students, or you can go to somewhere else in Saudi Arabia. Make sure you do not get in trouble, and you can stay somewhere else. Okay. The next question is, if I go to university, which madhhab should I follow? Okay, so for those who may be non-Muslim who do not know what a madhhab is, a madhhab, the English translation will be like a school of thought. For example, the school of Imam Ahmed, or the school of Imam Shafi'i, or Malik, or Abu Hanifa. Now, what happens with that is, if a person wants to study a particular madhhab, he can do so outside. Because if he goes to the College of Sharia, which is the college I went to, then what's going to happen is he's going to study all of the madhhab. He's going to study the 4 madhhab, and he's going to study the opinions of other scholars as well. Okay? So, in theory, yes, he will be I don't want to say very strong, but he will be well grounded in the schools of thought. Now, if he wants to lock down a particular one, which one should he do? Then I advise you to look at your community. For example, what happens with the Desi Indo-Pak community, they generally are Hanafis. So therefore, I would say that, study in the College of Sharia to get a general view of all the madhahib. However, to be a service to your community, you need to lock down the Hanafi madhhab. Okay, if you're from Senegal or Morocco or Egypt or Gambia or Ghana, generally in Africa there are Malikis. So therefore, I would say this person needs to lock down the Maliki madhhab. However, to still go to the College of Sharia because you will have a general overview of everything that is going on, whether it be the opinion of Imam Ahmed or Imam Shafi'i, and so on and so forth. So my advice to that, or my answer to that question, is that you need to look at your community and see what benefits your community the best. Yes, you study for yourself and for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost, but at the end of the day, the goal of a student is after he graduates to go back to his community and be a service and not a disservice. So therefore, I think it's important that a person locks down the madhhab of his community, but still study other madhabs. I hope that makes sense, inshallah ta'ala. Also, the next question is, what can I do after I graduate the Jamia? Well, that's up to everyone is different. Some people become imams, some people further their studies, some people become teachers in universities, depending on their country. Some people become chaplains of prisons. I mean, it varies. There's no answer to that question. I mean, it depends what you want to do. So I can't really answer that question. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. The last two questions is what is the reward of studying in the University of Madinah? Well, I think I kind of need to break that question up because there is no direct reward of studying in the University of Medina. Now, there's a reward of being in Medina and going to the Prophet's Masjid and making salat in the Prophet's Masjid and then be able to go to Mecca and make Hajj for free. There are rewards for that. I'm not trying to be biased. Is there a special reward with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for saying that you are a student in the University of Medina? I don't know anything like that. I don't know. However, seeking knowledge in general, the Prophet ﷺ, he said, whoever treads a path seeking in the knowledge, then Allah will make the path to paradise easy for that particular individual. Some of the scholars, they say about this, that the path of Jannah is the walk across the Sirat on Yawm al-Qiyamah. So, you can study inside other universities, whether it be in Mecca, whether it be in Medina, whether it be in Riyadh, whether it be in Jeddah, or wherever you may go. Inshallah, it's a safe environment. However, again, is there any direct reward for graduating from the University of Medina with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? I don't know anything like that. And the last question, I believe, was what is the program of the College of Hadith, the program of Sharia, and the program of Dawah, the different colleges? Okay, so I can't speak in detail what are the programs for each and every college, and that basically will have to be another video. However, what I can say is that in the College of Quran, as I said before, you're going to study the qira'at of Quran, the different recitations of Quran, whether it be Warsh, Qalun, Hafs, and so on and so forth. And you will lock that down. They actually memorize a poetry called Shatabiyya, and you will basically get the explanation to that. Now, in the College of Hadith, there's a book that you have to memorize. I believe they have to memorize 150 hadith each semester. That's just the memorized part, and then memory part. And then you have to have the sharh, the explanation of the hadith, going to mustalah hadith, how to break down what is hadith, sahih and da'if and hasan, and so on and so forth. But the book that they have to memorize is Muharra. It's a book of hadith. It's similar to Bulugh al-Maram. However, they have to memorize the book of Muharra, inshallah ta'ala. In the College of Sharia, there's no particular book like the College of Hadith where you have to memorize 150 hadith a semester or 200 hadith a semester. No. Honestly, personally, I wish it was like that in the College of Sharia. However, you will have certain hadith that you have to memorize. Okay? You will have a certain hadith that you have to memorize. However, the main book of the College of Sharia is called Badayatul Mujtahid. Okay, in this book, basically, it covers all of not all of, but a major portion of the school of thoughts. And you go through all the abwab of fiqh, from wudu to salat, to the times of salat, to hajj, zakat, and so on and so forth. You get the opinions of Imam Ahmed, Imam Shafi'i, Abu Hanifa. The benefits of studying this book is that, from what I know, is that if not the only book that mentions sabab ikhtilaf. What does that mean? Sabab ikhtilaf means that the reason the scholars differed about this particular issue, which is very, very important, especially being in the West. When you're dealing with maybe a Shafi'i community, and you may have the opinions of Imam Ahmed, or you may have the opinions of Abu Hanifa, to understand why scholars differ is very, very important, especially in the issues of fiqh, because your opinion may not be right, and their opinion may be right, but to know that they distracted their opinion from the Sunnah. Okay, so that is very, very important. So I will advise people to actually come and study in that particular college. That's just my personal opinion. In the College of Dawah, the program, you will basically study the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You go further in the issues of Tawheed. You will also study the aqidah of different sects of Islam, Sufism. You also study why are they considered to be misguided, or whatever the case may be. You study, the aqidah of the Shiites. You will study the aqidah of the Christians. You will study the belief system of the Jews. You will study the belief system of different sects of Islam and different religions, which is also can be good. Now, a person should not think, if he's into comparative religion, that, okay, I'm going to go to the College of Dawah because it's all about aqidah. Now, because I didn't study there, I can't really speak in detail, but I have very good friends who study there, and they mention the same thing, which I'm about to mention. Excuse me. Which is that when they went to the College of Dawah, they were under the impression that they're going to, I would say, be like a modern Ahmadiyya, which basically means, oh, okay, I understand the Quran and the Sunnah, and I speak Arabic now, and I'm able to study these verses in the Bible, and so on and so forth. They do not teach you that in the College of Dawah. So if that's what you're looking for, then you can find that elsewhere, but do not just go to the College of Dawah thinking that that is going to be the program. The program in the College of Dawah, once again, you're going to study the different belief systems of different religions. You're going to go in depth about your own religion, about the grave and about the hereafter. If that interests you, and that's very, very important. It's very, very important to actually know who your Lord is. And as some of the scholars mentioned, the whole religion goes back to two things. Who is your Lord and how do you worship him? Aqidah and fiqh. So if you're going to go there, then you need to keep that in mind. You're going to go, like I said, in belief about the angels, belief about the hereafter, paradise, hellfire. And I think that's very, very important as well. Now, the College of Quran I already spoke about, and the College of Hadith I spoke about before. So, Abdi, if you can go back, inshallah ta'ala, and look at it, it'll be appreciated, inshallah. So that's basically the College of Arabic. In the College of Arabic, I don't know too much about that particular college. However, I have a few friends that actually studied there. And the College of Arabic, you're going to basically know more about grammar, balagha, and things like that. I know very, very little about it. However, it is very important. When you come to the University of Medina, you should not downplay any other college just because it's not your college. At the end of the day, it all goes back to the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you should keep that in mind. So if someone says, oh, you're wasting your time by being in the College of Dawah, or you're wasting your time by being in the College of Arabic, or you're wasting your time by being in the College of Sharia, then don't pay attention to that person, because at the end of the day, you have to do whatever is going to get you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if that means that you should want to go to the College of Arabic and use what Allah blessed you to teach others to help them get closer to Allah, then no one can fault you for that. Okay, so if that's where you want to go to, wala alhamd, that's where you should go, inshallah ta'ala. I believe that answers all the questions for now. If there's any other questions, inshallah, send it to my email, send it to my inbox, and then we will address it in another video. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.